Travelers have gone across the southern coast of Argos and have landed on their first big city. After surviving several encounters with strange things, nearly being attacked by we don't know what because they were hiding in the big green mossy stuff, and saving a man from being possessed to row in a circle. We come now to the closest city to them at the middle of dead of night. And I would add that I have finally decided what the city is. I had to do some research and just went, okay, what the hell. And Essentia is a big city that's the main capital a little further towards the west. Palos is one that's towards the middle of the continent and actually even has essentially a wide berth of land named after it. So you're going to enter the city of Palos. Palos is the Palos is on a much flatter terrain than Messantia, and it is, because of that, looks like a much bigger city. You get the feeling, though, that even though there's much more trade here than some of the other cities you have visited, it's not as busy as you thought it would be. So what you're actually dealing with here is a popular trade city, but not the main trade city. That's the reason why the capital is further to the west.
Okay.
Right.
What this is though, is that trade is still popular here because if you look at all those nice big fancy buildings everywhere, people probably retire here after they make all of their trade on the money and on running merchant runs and so forth for most of their lives, if they can live that long.
So, what you're telling us is we're in Florida.
But much nicer. In Greece.
I'm assuming because we got here in the middle of the night, we'd probably just sleep on the boat for the first night before we actually go into the town.
I also assume you give the guy you saved an option to go if he wants to, or to stay if he needs rest.
Yeah.
And he'll probably take you up on the whole rest.
Wait till it's daytime out to go wander into a place to try and figure out what he's going to do with his life.
and also to give him enough food to fill his stomach so he's not literally starving on his way into town.
Well, I mean, it's been a couple of days since we rescued him.
Actually, I think
it's been a day.
Yeah, we picked him up. We picked him up like the middle of the day, but we arrived here, I believe.
Thereabouts.
I think instead of food, we just give him some coin.
Question. So we had a full night.
Or, here's 50, 20, I don't know how much gold. And there's probably an inn with food that way.
So we got a full night's rest, right?
Or about to, yes.
May I prepare my spells for the next day?
Alright.
You do that automatically when you're resting. You don't really need to ask that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's your thing. You're supposed to take care of that. You don't need to ask me about it. Just don't F it up and have to ask me later.
So we pulled in at the middle of the night, right?
Basically, yes.
All right, I do most of the anchor docking stuff. Relieve the crew to a skeleton crew so that they can go get an early rest.
Mm-hmm.
Go down and change myself, and then just spend the rest of the night at more or less relaxed watch.
All right.
I'll see if there's anybody that comes to visit. Well, I'll take care of it, or wake the captain, depending. But if we're just getting left alone, I'll leave be until morning.
Yeah. Speaking of which, actually, before we even get to that, before we're even at that point, I would reverse back a little bit to when you first arrive at port. I would say that the local dock hands do check in to see who on earth you weird people are and what you're doing here. You're not perhaps at the most rich docks where the big merchants are constantly pulling in their trade and stuff, but you aren't over there on the west side, where the more slummy stuff is at, where it does look a bit shady.
Yeah, so we're in the mid range.
You're kind of a mid range.
So the dock hands are asking us who we are when we arrive.
So yeah, you are asked who you are, what's your work about, and actually, I assume you're there for when you first dock, Azia.
I would have been there when we first docked.
Yeah, so
before going down to sleep.
They do start talking to Argos first, so Azina is like the only one that can talk to them.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I thought we docked in the middle of the night, so.
I think what happened, it was getting to the point where we would have been switching off right when we got to the city.
Okay, I'm sorry. I heard middle of the night, so.
Well, like not like the dead of night. We're talking. You've gotten into evening and it's sundown for sure already. But before everyone has retired to bed, Ozzy's there at least long enough to make sure that you get a safe docking and that you're in a proper place where you can park it for the night.
If anyone actually asks who we are, I'd basically just tell them we're pirate hunters looking for potential mercenary work and heading further west. This is just a temporary stop.
You do get a few curious looks, but you do get a few nods to the head of some of them going, right, the local pirate issues lately, yeah, and kind of take note of that and basically leave you be for now. Actually, trying to think. What would that be? Because I would assume you possibly would ask them about the pirates too, if given a chance when it's brought up.
I not unless they said something that made me think they might have some information, but because we're just trying to dock and wind down for the night.
Right. I guess give me a perception, Ozzy.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. You don't get anything that you asked out of them directly, but you do hear a couple of the dock hands talking with one another when it's mentioned what your crew is here on. They're like, "Oh, so are they actually hired hands, or are they just personal sellswords?" And they kind of shrug and just leave it at that for right now.
Oh, so it's talking about our crew?
Yeah. Because again, they're talking in Argonian, and you're the only one that understands what they're saying.
Oh, I am?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have Argonian in my language list.
I believe I told you to add that.
Hold on. Oh yeah, because I'm Zingaran.
Oh, did we mess that up?
Yeah, I'm Zingaran.
I think I speak Argosian. I speak Aquilonian and Argosian.
Yes, because Aquilonia is usually very friendly with Argosians. So actually, I need to double check some things because I thought it was.
And actually, the thing is, my character does, even though she's Zingaran, she doesn't actually even speak Zingaran because she wasn't raised by her actual parents. But the two languages I have marked down are Aquilonian and Hyborian.
Yeah, those were the initial ones that I gave you, and I've also pointed out there are definitely chances where you might actually figure out that you know more. I did actually have Geralt try to learn some more, and I think he got close a couple times, but never quite succeeded.
But was I supposed to know Argosian? Maybe you told me that, and I just forgot because it's been so long.
Honestly, I think I messed up too because I thought you were Argosian, but you're Zingaran.
I can act as a translator. And then I'm the one who overhears the dock hands.
So fair enough that If nothing else, at the very least, you are getting some translated stuff out of Valeris, who is overhearing the Argosian stuff. But but the head hands that do talk to you more directly do also know enough Aquilonian that you are able to communicate with them properly.
So here's a question for DM. Do the people here speak Aquilonian pretty well in this town?
If you ask them, they might have a bit of an accent, but they can normally speak it pretty well here.
Okay, because I don't speak their language, but I do speak Aquilonian.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, so, and then I relay whatever I overhear to Azina.
Okay.
Which is, basically they think we're mercenaries or we're hired thugs or something?
Hired pirate hunters, or if you're just sell swords looking for a job. I mean, they're not sure which you are, but they figure that you're here for pirates one way or the other. So it can't be bad news for them.
I mean, some of our crew started out that way, so it's not entirely... Like, Thelona was definitely a mercenary when she joined.
Actually, she was a wanderer when she joined.
Oh,
she just decided she could use some money. And your trip sounded interesting.
And then you met the crazy people there, the rest of the group.
Yeah.
I can't imagine who he's looking at when he said that.
Actually, you say the crazy people when it's really just crazy person.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the second Thelona stepped on the ship, she got crazier.
Yeah.
Because she immediately started...
Oh no, she's gonna take my man.
Literally the Squidward version of, oh no, she's hot!
I wondered for a while there if she was going to go pure yandere and just try to kill Thelona in her sleep.
I don't think that would have worked very well.
Oh no, it wouldn't have.
You got too much HP.
That would have been skewered. That would have been skewered wizard.
Garoff is Valena's Yuki. Okay. Anyways.
Anyhow, so I'm assuming we turn in for the night after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, after
you guys do.
After a bit of that, yeah, you turn in for the night. Thelona helps being one of the main eyes watching things going on. You don't see too much.
Well, once everything is secure and everything's ready and our regular night watch is set up, I'm changing my action now that I know that the captain's aware of everything that we've docked and everything. And Thelona would go into town and find a bar.
Oh, okay. Just leave the regular hands to guard. Gotcha.
I'm assuming probably, what's his name, Conan, the guy that we couldn't remember the name of.
Oh, yep.
And maybe Subutai.
Depending. Subutai may have been watching all day. Yeah. So maybe sleeping.
Subutai, he's a bit interesting. He kind of comes and goes whenever he wants to. And for an older guy, he does seem to have a knack for getting into trouble here and there. So it's not quite against character for him to suddenly just go, well, it looks like they're going to have fun. I'll have fun too. And just kind of follow along.
And trust me, when I'm going towards a bar, I'm heading towards the seedy part of the docks.
He goes to the sea parts of the docks, and just some harlot there.
About this. I'm sleeping.
Just some harlot there does a thing, and the protection from evil. I am evil.
Thelona has to have an adventure to make up for being asleep most of last session.
I have like an urge to just follow along and try to save their souls.
I'm not looking for the completely seedy. But I am looking for people that are willing to have loose lips for money. And I'm looking, in other words, I'm looking for a bar in which I can get information and maybe a fight.
Information fight?
Sometimes it works out that way, yes. You beat the shit out of somebody until he talks. It works too.
So actually, I'm going to assume without really trying too hard, you know which part of town is going to look a little more seedy, and you start heading that way and find yourself a tavern, and you start asking around. As a matter of fact, as you're looking, I assume you're also looking to pick a fight, if nothing else, to help loosen lips?
Not quite yet.
All right.
The first thing I do is I come in, I go up to the bar, and I order their best ale.
Before Elena goes to bed, she's going to lay down the ramp. I get the ramp ready for Felona to roll her barrel of beer up back.
What do you mean? She just carries it on her shoulder as she comes up.
She ain't rolling it. Are you kidding me? This is a barbarian. You'll have to pry it from her cold, dead arms.
If it's decent, she'll put down a little bit, enough gold to buy a round for everybody in the bar.
Okay.
In other words, buy a little loyalty.
Right. So you put the first silver down to actually get a mug of the best. It's piss water, but it's pretty darn decent piss water. So figuring that's probably the best you're going to get from a seedy dive like this, you put down the gold to basically help give a drink to the rest of the patrons, and there's definitely a few more than eager guys to help themselves to a free drink.
Are there any people around with which I could debate my views with?
Are you there?
Oh.
Did you just suddenly follow? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she did.
I've been creeping along behind them, like, Donona doesn't even notice I'm there, probably.
I don't know, that would be your stealth versus my perception.
I can do that.
Okay, go for it.
I'm not actually trying to be stealthy, I'm just kind of following along with you, and it's up to you to really notice whether I'm there or not.
What did I see? Either she doesn't notice you, or she's just rolling her eyes at you.
Well, here, I can roll a stealth if you want, man.
Yeah, roll stealth. Roll stealth. This is what this is coming to.
She's just ignoring me.
She's just ignoring you because you are blatantly out there.
Just tottering on right behind.
You're like Kronk in Emperor's New Groove. Stealth mode.
So, Belarus, you're sitting here at the back of the pack following the Felona as she's heading off to do this stuff, and you're basically trying to barter Mitra to a bunch of seedy bar divers, and
I'm basically a Mormon out there.
Yeah, they're basically giving you the raised eyebrow and then kind of ignoring you as well. And you're, by the way, you're also in the back here behind Felona with Conan and with Subotai. And basically, Kainen's kind of looking at all this and just trying to take it all in. This is all weird for him because he's not been much of a traveler until he got suddenly captured and tugged off way ways from home. But Suotai's back there between the both of you and just kind of like, shh, just watch. We're probably in for trouble. He just kind of looks annoyingly at both you and over to Kainen. I've seen enough kids my days. And just kind of smiles and sits back.
So, step 3 of Felona's plan.
Alright.
She takes out 10 gold, puts it on a table, and puts her arm on the table.
As in you're going to arm wrestle?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, come on. On these big, strong men here, there must be somebody willing to take me on.
There are a series of muttered whispers up and down the bar. One of the definitely bigger guys comes up and kind of chuckles as he sits down. Alright, I'll give you a wrestle. A heavy thud as he puts his elbow down and raises his hand.
It looks like you might be worth it.
Alright, let's see.
Are you matching my gold?
He kind of blinks. Alright, and puts down 10 gold himself.
Poor bastard.
Alright. So actually, here's how we're going to do this.
Wouldn't that be an opposed athletics check, probably?
Essentially, yes.
Contest is strength, so what it's normally called, yeah.
All right, I was wondering if it was going to be athletics or pure strength, one or the other.
Normally athletics.
Yeah, this would be essentially an athletics check. So roll them. You don't even take 5 seconds, and already the guy's just like, I'm going pure red in the face. He's almost already out, and we're going to give it one more roll.
I don't care what that guy's athletics bonus is. There's no way it was going to make a 6 match at 21.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
And then, when he's down...
Thelona, one more roll.
One more?
Yep. You're going to have to botch it in order to fail this. Nope. He's already going red in the face. He's almost already down, and you just kind of basically smack his hand down, and as you do it, you almost toss the guy out of his chair as he goes stumbling off to the side.
And then I will take his 10 gold, put it next to my 10 gold. Any other takers?
A lot more muttering going on, and as this guy kind of just shakes his hand like, and just cracks his wrist. He's not coming back for another round.
I look around the bar.
Alright, what you looking for?
See if anyone else is approaching.
There's a few moments of muttering and lots of little groups talking to one another. Finally, another big guy. This one, a little more, like... I wouldn't say that the people here are ratty looking, but there are definitely some people who look like they work the rough part of the dock most of the day. This guy seems to be a little better dressed. And he comes up and sits down. Alright then. And puts down a small purse of 20 gold. And slowly puts his elbow down and waits.
And what is it, by the way, that you do for a living? As she puts her arm into position.
He kind of slowly smiles. I tend to be a ship hand of sorts.
Well, this should be interesting then.
Indeed. And posing checks.
Yep. Come on, Mouse, get down to the character sheet, please. Stop going nuts. Ooh, low.
Ooh. And... Oh my god!
No!
As he grasps your hands and you grasp his, you are actually slowly starting to lose it.
Ooh.
Next roll.
How?
Oh! As you're starting to lose it, you start to push back, and he just kind of...
Matt, how difficult would it be for me to discreetly cast the spell?
You would have to roll your stealth first. I assume that's what you have to do if you're trying.
Yeah.
Because most of your spells, you have to, like, speak them out. There's some noise to it. So while there is some level of noise in this room and no one's really paying you much mind, you still have to try and keep it, like, under your breath kind of a deal and try and not get noticed while you're doing it.
Especially with how suspicious people are of magic.
Mm-hmm.
Post the spell you're wanting to cast.
Yeah.
I want to cause a little bit of mischief. Like, I've gotten, like, the little bite of mischief. I don't know if it's the statue or something, but I'm sick of being kind of a goody two-shoes or anything. I kind of want to, I think it's maybe the atmosphere is affecting Belarius.
She hasn't been on the party much.
I just needs to know that. I just want to know the details on the spell.
Yeah, but we need the spell.
It would be hold person, and it would help. It wouldn't. Thelona wouldn't be the one cheating. I would be cheating on behalf of Thelona.
I know. I just put the
spell down so we can actually tell you. First of all, see what you're trying to do.
It won't let me do it. Hang on.
Minimize your character sheet afterwards to make sure it's not asking you what level you want to cast it at.
Oh, yeah, it is. Whatever. I'll do level 2. It can't be too high a level.
So, VSM. Okay, so it's verbal, somatic, and material. You don't have to worry about the material. You're a cleric, but V does mean that there is a verbal component.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to be careful about how loud you're being.
Yeah. Okay.
Which means that I assume she has to roll for a form of stealth, doesn't she?
I need to check something else, because there are certain... Do you have any feats?
Should have a few.
I thought I had a few. Bonds, flaws, class features.
Feats are usually things you have to take instead of getting a stat boost, so a lot of people don't actually get them very often.
Well, some of the feats include a stat boost, so...
Right, but...
I don't see anything. All I see is class features.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is there are specific 5e feats to help with...
Yeah, the feats would be underclass features, and if you don't see anything there, then you don't have any.
Yeah.
Hand of Faith, Blind Faith. Those are all class 1s. Okay, yeah.
I imagine Subutai is just having joy right now, just knowing something's about to happen.
Okay.
And he's like, "Kind of watch."
What happened to my class? Oh, there it is.
I turned it off and on to have a look. Yeah, there. Okay, yeah, she only has class feats so far.
Okay, so yeah, there's not going to be a feat that would allow her to sub-vocally cast.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna have to roll another stealth.
Hopefully it'll be better this time.
I have a general idea how much they're going to hear you. Jesus, never mind.
Now the question is, what if the guy can make the saving throw against the spell?
You can see
an amazing feat of ventriloquism.
You got to use whatever Valerius's save DC is.
It'll be paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make one. There's no saving throws.
So yeah, so my save DC is like 16.
Okay, so close this.
You gotta decide if the guy has a wisdom bonus of any kind.
I'm gonna say he's at least that, and... Nope, lost. So, as the crowd is roaring and watching this going on, and there's chanting and smacking of tables and so forth, you just, Thelona, you realize the guy you're arm wrestling with just suddenly seems to lock up for a moment for no particular reason. Like, he looks surprised for a moment and then just goes stiff as a board.
Felona probably puts down his hand, his whole body moves with it.
That's not how it works, but...
It'll be hilarious.
I will slam that person down.
Yeah, I believe he still gets to roll, but he has to roll at disadvantage now.
Well, no, if he's held, he can't do anything, so he's just gonna automatically lose. It's like, because if you're held, you can't even avoid an attack.
Oh, okay. So yeah, go ahead, make a roll.
I mean, I'm surprised, but you know, it's not. It's like I've taken advantage of surprising situations before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wasn't your fault.
It's really just a matter of how bad you're gonna slam him when you roll an athletics
tears his
check.
arm off.
Oh, I want to
not too hard then.
Not too hard. It looks kind of similar to the last one, only instead of him tripping off to the side, this one he does actually. You shove his arm so hard that he does finally fall off, and by the time he hits the neighboring table, my brain. Names. Valerius cancels the spell just as soon as he's about to hit that table, so he actually does move as he impacts and yelps out in pain as he gets flung.
Oh, poor bastard. Got screwed.
You just see him sit there kind of stunned, rubbing the back of his head like, oh.
I'll take the purse, put it next to the other 20 gold. It's like, come on, anybody else? Maybe somebody that works with metal for a living.
Alright, so I use the spell
You see the guy's buddies kind of quickly come over to him, like, dust him off, because he probably got splashed of drink, and he's just kind of like, I don't know what happened. I think that's like the second time that's happened to me. He's
I'm just kind of sitting in the back of the crowd smirking.
That's the second time that happened to me, so he's gotten held person before.
Maybe. Just get too old. So yeah, you're sitting there now with 20 coin?
40 coin.
Actually, that's right. The last one was a... No, wait. Yeah, the first two was 10, so the last one was 20. So, now it's 40 coin. You see a lot of people whispering, and there's just a bunch of them going like, nah, no way.
Whenever that guy got flung.
Lots of quiet murmurs, and let's see here. I'm going to... Oh, and that was something going off on the stream. Thank you, Aaron.
The thing is, if Azina was here, she'd probably be tempted to just see if she could beat Thelona out of curiosity.
This is not why Thelona's doing this.
I know. You're trying to draw attention to yourself.
Not entirely. Oh, come on. No one else?
As you tease one more time, there's one guy near, not quite the back, but near the back. He finally gets up. You see he's decorated in not exactly heavy armors, but he's got like chain and stuff on. He takes off a few smaller gauntlets, tosses them back down on his table with the rest of his mates, and comes marching up. All right, I'll give it a try.
And what is it you do for a living?
Guy sits down and looks you dead in the eyes. I'm the city guard for the West Wing. Clunk.
All right. Well, coming up in the world.
Kind of gives you a grin too, and then he also drops a purse of 40 gold. 1, 2, 3, and some more.
Wow.
Ooh. Boom. Oh, jeez. Oh. Instantly, armor creaks as he starts to go right in the face, and he just kind of looks at you like, what on earth? It starts putting more strength behind it. One more go. Oh! You can feel him straining, but you are overpowering him, and you just shove him off, and he, once again, more animated than the last guy, goes tumbling, and he lands with a huge metallic thud as the people who were nearby immediately grab their drinks and lift them above their heads.
I take it there's also money getting exchanged in the crowd too.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably a few people in particular, like one side corner, just like ah. You see a few others kind of.
Is Azina standing next to me, or is it just?
I'm not here.
Azina's not there. Right. You wished yourself into this. You're sitting there with
that's right.
Conan and.
It's Subutai.
And Subutai.
I'll turn to Subutai and be like, it looks like there'll be an opening for a new city guard captain.
Oh, he's not going to be replaced yet. But he might need to take some herbals tomorrow if he's going to be on duty. He kind of smiles.
We do
Kelowna
need a ship roster.
Hold up and dangle his 40 gold. Well, so how long did it take you to earn this much?
Rubbing it in as he's slowly getting back up. He kind of grumbles, rubs one side of his head to hit a table, and just kind of goes, "You'd be surprised how quickly we can get it back. All in a day's work." And starts heading back to the rest of his mates.
Well, no. there was going to be a little more with that.
Oh,
because I would be willing to give this back in exchange for some information.
He kind of stops and looks back at you again. Slowly sits down at the table once more after righting his chair that he tumbled out of. And what kind of information would that be?
I'm looking for a blacksmith. A legendary blacksmith. One capable of working with any metal. Whether it's from this world or from the sky.
With that, he raises an eyebrow. You seem to know quite a bit about metallurgy yourself.
I have traveled very long and very far. I have learned many things, and I have gained many things.
He kind of slowly nods, then thinks for a moment. Sadly, as nice as this town is, it's not as advanced as, say, Masantia. Masantia,
yes.
It would be loaded with the craftsmen you're kind of looking for.
But there would be one there. That's all I'm seeking.
He quietly nods. Yep, that would be the place you'd find them. A couple of them, in fact.
Very good. That's really all I need to know, and we'll push him his purse back.
He slowly takes his purse.
I knew there was somebody in this region. I did not know where.
He nods, slowly takes his purse back. Well, nice doing business with you tonight. And puts it back on his belt and heads back to his buddies who are continuing to drink.
And I will put the 20 gold that I got back in my belt. Or actually, excuse me, the 30 gold I got back in my belt. And we'll pick myself up and start my way out, finish my drink and head out of the bar. Although I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be waylaid on the way out by people wanting money.
Subutai kind of blinked. So far, it's actually ended more peaceful than I thought. I still suggest that we stay back a little ways just to keep an eye on things. And they kind of wait until Thelona has made her way outside before they start to, before the Subutai himself starts to pick up his things and kind of takes it as a moment to quickly finish his drink and join him in stepping outside.
Yeah, I follow Conan and Subutai.
All right. Here's a thought. I want a dice roller.
Resisting the urge to brag to Subutai and Kainen about what I've done to help Thelona win.
I mean, they might have noticed because they were sitting there with you, but...
If anyone noticed in the room, it's going to be the two that wouldn't say a peep. I'm going to say, I did a chance roll on this. You do start heading down the road, and you do see a few cloaked individuals here and there as you're heading back towards the ship, but they kind of take a double glance at the person that they were kind of already looking at, and then just kind of shake their heads and just decide to not bother the giant barbarian woman or the group of three that's walking not far behind her.
All right.
So there's a few shady folk, but none of them dare to get close enough to you to be a bother as you head back to the ship.
I'm going to actually detour from there and look for the best bar in town.
Oh.
I'm gonna go AFK for a minute and use the bathroom while you're continuing your adventure.
All right.
This one's not going to take long, I'll tell you that.
I know, but it won't take me long to use the bathroom either.
Yeah.
You're right back.
He can still heal really quick if he needs to. So you decide to head uptown now. It takes a little bit of extra walking, but the dusty, windy roads turn much more stone-carved. The buildings get much larger, and in particular, the taverns and bars tend to have much brighter lights burning to show that they're still open tonight.
Right.
So it takes you only
the best bar that will still let in a commoner like me.
So you do take a little while to look around, but there definitely is a few bars, and you can hear the kind of ruckus you expect from a decent bar that's letting anybody in that has the proper amount of coin.
Yep.
And you have that proper amount of coin, most definitely at this point.
Oh, yes.
So you go marching in with the trio not far behind you.
Because that's why I figured I'd be waylaid, is there was like, yeah, that's a lot of coin. I think we can take a barbarian for that much.
Nah, I rolled for it and there was no one dumb enough.
All right.
So you enter the tavern.
So will go in, walk up to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Start the same way by getting a tankard of their best ale.
All right. This one, instead of a couple silver, lands you a full gold.
That's fine.
It is, for the locals, it's pretty strong stuff, and it's definitely better than piss water.
But is it good enough?
Let's take a roll of the die on that. That's above a 10, so I'm going to say, yeah, it's not like a 15 out of 20, but it's above medium. So for local stuff, this is not bad, but it's not quite as good as you would want it to have been.
Is it as good or better than the stuff I currently have on the ship? Which has to be about running low at this point anyway.
I'd wager that it's roughly close in quality.
All right, I will ask then the barkeep, how much for 2 barrels of this?
He kind of blinks, looks at you wide-eyed for a moment. 2 barrels. He kind of, and you see 2 guys. One guy pop his head from the back room. 2 barrels of the special, and he kind of quickly nods. And after a few moments, they do wheel out 2 barrels, and he goes. Essentially, it's for that amount of drink, it would be essentially 10 gold a barrel.
Okay, that's where my money just went.
Right, the investment into drink for the rest of the trip. There we go.
I will pay with the money I just got arm wrestling, and then just pick up the barrels and head back to the ship. Oh. Actually, one other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you carry rum?
There's a few whispers for a quick moment. Yes, and we do carry rum, not in as big a quantity. Looking at the big barrels you're about to lift up.
How much for what you've got?
There's a few moments of whispering back and forth. We can get you 2 large bottles, about 5 gold each.
I'll take it.
He quickly nods, and once again, the backroom clerks come rolling back out with a couple of big mugs, big, like ceramic jugs with big, huge corks on the top, essentially with rum in them, and they put them on the counter for you to take.
Is there a way to actually attach those to my belt? Because I'll put those on the belt and carry the barrels over each arm.
Actually, I got a better question. Let me check your inventory real quick. You might have an answer. Loading.
Or, the people following her could offer to help carry the stuff.
And ruin the show? No, actually, matter of fact, you actually have rope. It's very easy to just tie those to your belt.
Okay. So yeah, I'll tie them to my belt.
Just pull out some rope, tie them around your belt line, and and away you go.
And I'll carry this stuff back to the ship.
So you slosh all the way back to the ship.
Ale for me and some of the crew, and a little present for the captain.
The local drink is back in brew.
And with that, I'll go back and sit in my seat and keep an eye on the ship until morning.
So, Valerius, you got to see what a night on the town looks like.
Awesome. Well, very good. I got to actually do shit.
You even got to play a little prank on somebody.
Probably doesn't know what the fuck happened.
Just froze up. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the question. Is he going to wake up?
What?
It is hit pretty hard.
He got up and walked away.
Oh, I thought that was the other guy.
No.
They both did.
All of them got up. None of them are dead.
I mean, he probably...
not dead. I'm just saying in a coma because he arm wrestled.
No, he Valerius let the spell go as soon as she realized Thelona had already won.
Okay.
Tiger Balm is going to be the thing of the morning, but yeah. Freaking aloe rub for muscles. Because they're all going to be like, oh, my arm.
So are we at the morning now, or?
Yeah, I would assume that with this done, it's probably just going to be a more or less peaceful night until morning.
So speaking of aloe, Valeno's going to go to a medicine shop in the morning.
Okay.
She's going to look for something to help with her skin that's otherwise not to her taste at the moment. So she's going to go to search for a medicine shop and speak Aquilonian with the people and see if they know.
Do you know Aquilonian? Oh, wait, no,
Yes.
never mind. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Aquilonian is common, essentially. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it takes a little bit for some of them, but you do manage to get Aquilonian out of the people you're trying to talk with. And what are you essentially looking for?
First off, a medicine shop to heal the injuries from the dragon turtle. Like an aloe or something like that.
Oh. Honestly, you're I'm going to say that in-game, you're kind of dragging this on a bit, but okay, sure, you're looking for an aloe to treat this, and jeez, the dice are not with you.
I mean, you could always drag me along with you as an interpreter.
Oh, yeah.
The interpretation is not the problem. The problem is she's not finding what she's looking for.
No.
That's what I'm rolling for, and it's like a 4 and a 2.
So then I'm going to look for
the wrong season.
Then I'm going to look for the second thing I'm looking for. This is a bustling city, but not normally crowded, right?
It's not overly crowded. It's not like on top of itself, but it is a very big area of city that is taken up by a decent population size.
Can I try to find another magic shop of sorts?
Give me a perception.
Perception. Gotcha. If I care.
Because there are the nooks and crannies in any city, but it's a matter of finding them is the problem.
Yeah, that's about an average roll right there.
Let's see if it wants to throw you a bone here or not. Okay, it kind of threw you a bone. It takes you a solid while, but eventually you start to hear the whispers you're looking for, and you start to try and find a magic shop. And not too far away from the market where you were searching for regular medicines to help with you, which you just couldn't find anything of, you do eventually, like, roughly a big city block away, find a place that seems to deal with magical items and artifacts.
Do they sell spell scrolls?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the fee for spell scrolls? Is it higher per level?
Usually has to be, yeah, because they're usually harder to come by.
Okay, I want to find some... I've been thinking about it, and I need some more higher level evocation spells.
Okay.
If they have any. So anything above a 3rd level. If they have it. That's why I was asking about about to say. I'm probably going to be more likely.
I'm not even sure what you're even looking for, to be honest. The evocation is just like a wide range. What level
are you looking for?
To be honest, right now the one that piques my interest is 5th level.
Oh, that is going to be expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that's going to be a pretty penny, and that's going to be gold.
It's going to also be rare as fuck.
Yeah.
Hang on. So 5th level spells, that's going to cost about 1,000 gold pieces minimum. And it's going to be exceedingly rare.
So the question becomes, what exactly are you looking for?
A little spell called Bigsby's Hand, also known as Arcane Hand.
Okay. A little more common than some things. We're probably going to call it Arcane Hand in this, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to deal with
calling it Bigsby's is like, who's Bigsby?
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Beast, yeah. If we were a classic, if this was Forgotten Realms, Greyhawk, Mystara, oh yeah, Big Beast's Hand, but this is freaking Hyboria, so Arcane Hand.
Yeah.
Would probably be the base 1,000 gold pieces. And I need to... figure out... It would be considered either very rare... I think it would be considered a rare or very rare magic item.
So then my next question is, how do you roll for these kind of things to see if they actually have it?
That's something you have to figure out on your own. They don't really give you rules for that, because they basically, like, in the books, it basically just straight up tells you that players cannot normally just go and buy magic items. Like, that's something that if the DM wants to include it, they have to figure out the basics of it themselves.
So I guess the question then is, how many levels of rare were we talking here?
Well, like I said, either 3rd level, 4th level, or 5th level, but an evocation spell. So, like, anything will be useful for.
Not answered the question.
So how many levels?
Yeah, like how much? Is there like a certain level of rarities for stuff like this, or?
Yeah. For, I think, if without looking it up based on my experience, I would say very rare for 5th level spell scroll.
That does not answer the question. Like, how many levels of rare is there? Like, is there a set number of levels of rare?
4.
Yes, give me. Actually, there are more than that.
Uncommon, rare, very rare, legendary. And then there's common,
Yeah.
So not quite legendary, but still pretty rare.
There are 6 different magical item level rarities, including common. Common, uncommon, rare, very rare, legendary, and artifact.
Oh, I forgot about artifact.
So this is basically like 3 out of 6?
4 out of 6.
4 out of 6.
Because I imagine any spells beyond a beginner's level are going to be exceedingly rare, because as a lot of people point out, most D&D games don't actually get to the level we're at.
So I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to leave this to a 100-sided die. And since we're talking like the top 3 levels are rare, here the lowest level of it, out of those top 3, I'm going to give you a 40% chance of finding it. If it can roll below a 40 or below, you'll find it. Essentially, is what we're going to go for here.
All right.
Percentile die away. Holy shit! Exactly 40.
So is that a fail or a succeed?
That's a succeed. That just hit the number it needed to.
Okay.
That's
So
I didn't get to hear it. I had to reconnect because I was losing connection.
He gave Zereft a 40% chance of getting it, which means it needs to roll 40 or lower. It rolled exactly 40.
You just hit the mark. So you're talking to this guy, and you're trying to find spells. He's kind of going over some of his scrolls, and he's just like, I don't know. We got mostly just kind of common and maybe slightly uncommon stuff. And then he kind of looks under his shelf as he's pulling out some of the scrolls and goes, oh, wait, what's this? He kind of reaches a little bit further back. Oh, this looks like it could be interesting. And kind of starts to unfurl it. And as you're looking through it, and you see at the top, indeed is the mystic hand that you're looking for, and it's looking a little old, like it kind of got stuck back there and kind of got forgotten that it was even there. But despite its age of being back there, it's still in decent shape, and you can still copy this into your book, which is, I assume, what you're planning to do.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's like, well, for something this rare, it's going to be at least 1,000 gold.
Gold. So I've been looking this up. That would be... Yeah, can I split it between... Because that's about 100 platinum, so can I pay 50 platinum and 500 gold?
That's... platinum's 10 gold, correct?
Correct.
So yeah, 50 times 10 should be 500. So yeah, that should be able to do it.
Right.
You start pulling all these platinums, and then you start pulling all these golden pieces, and he's just like, oh Lord, I think we're going to be closing shop early tonight. Indeed, yes. Okay, he starts counting it as you're still piling it on and making sure, and 50 platinum, and then just looks at the amount of gold, oh Lordy, and starts quickly, grabs just like a handful and starts like flicking them into a little side chest, doing the count in his head as he's going along.
I already removed
300, 350, 400, you get to the last of it, 500, yes.
You know what I realized this is like? This is like the guy that goes into a comic book shop and buys like the issue of Superman 1 that they just have on display that they don't expect anyone to actually buy.
Basically. And then they pay half of it in like big bills, and then the other half of it is like 20s and 10s.
So I automatically removed the money from my sheet, so you don't have to do it.
All right. So yeah, you big spender, you finally found a big spell to put in your book. All you won't be able to use it till tomorrow, but you got it now.
All right.
So, while you're still in the dock,
actually, it might take you a little while longer than that.
Oh, that's right. It takes time to put it in the book, doesn't it?
You have to make a roll, and if he fails, he wastes the paper he's trying to use for it.
Mm-hmm. Which I believe he had a hearty backstock of paper anyways.
It only burns the scroll if you use it as a spell scroll to cast it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a rule that basically 5e has been put into for scrolls.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to the rule of it burns up when you try to use it and fail too, but apparently that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah. It just takes a lot longer to copy it if it's not a necromancy spell.
Now it's my turn.
Okay, so it's going to take you 10 hours and 250 gold worth of materials.
Yeah, I believe Zerft has the backstock of that stuff already. He spent quite a bit early on.
Yeah, he bought materials a while ago, then didn't have anything to use it on.
And then you have to make the Arcana check.
Yeah, so you have to do that, and he'll be able to do that when he wants to after he gets back to the boat. So, Ozzy said he had something he wanted to do before you guys take off. So, what is it, Ozzy?
Well, yeah, because as soon as the day started, Zereft like immediately took over. I was gonna have Roger, Tarthun, and Trent go take 100 gold to go get more supplies because it's been a while since we've actually been at a
100 gold
dock.
for supplies, so that's probably going to be at least another week's worth for more of supplies.
Well, not just
probably
food.
actually closer to 2 weeks, depending.
Not just food, like some other basic stuff that we might need for this ship, because I'm sure we probably went through.
Well, yeah,
wood
get
stuff.
some more tenders and probably even getting some more pitch, because that's technically on the roster now.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. But I am going to. I'm gonna like. I'm sure there's probably dock hands running around doing stuff at this time of the day.
Oh yeah, if they're not taking their 5 minutes to take a quick break and water up or whatever, they're usually wandering around, keeping an eye on things, and then helping ships that are trying to get things done.
I try to I try to just get the attention of one that I walk past. And I want to ask if this city has anything like a bounty board.
All right, so you ask him about a bounty board, and they kind of look at you curious for a moment, and they're kind of like, not necessarily a bounty board. That's mostly a trade city, but I guess if you head over to the Mercenaries Guild, there might be something over there. They're usually not only just looking for positions in the guild for people who might be interested at least entry level. There's occasionally stuff that people will post from around town and so forth. Because I assume that's what you're looking for?
Yeah. I thank him and I toss him a silver.
He bows his head, thanks you for the tip, and continues on his way.
Did you do all this before breakfast?
This may be after breakfast. I'm just trying to move on because Zereft already did an entire day's worth of stuff before I had to say anything.
Zereft left before breakfast. Just right out the door.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, Zerf didn't even have breakfast. He just zipped off as soon as dawn broke.
Pretty much.
So I guess I'll before I actually head there, I want to get somebody to go with me, so I'm not just waltzing over to the Mercenary Guild by myself. Well, Garroth's not doing anything because his woman ran off, so I guess I'll ask Garroth to go with me.
He does look slightly baffled and slightly worried. She better not be getting in trouble again. He's kind of looking around.
Let's go. We're in a city. She's probably looking for books.
He sighs, kind of shrugs. More likely than not.
She doesn't have Fireball yet, so we don't have to worry about her setting the city on fire.
She has Lightning Bolt, though, so it's the same effect.
But Tarthun has Fireball, but he's more responsible with his magic.
Whoops!
What do you mean, whoops?
No, I'm just saying, all of a sudden the guy just goes, whoops, my bad, I shouldn't have drank. Great stuff, Lona.
Yeah, so I'll ask Garroth to come with me to the Mercenary Guild, see if there's any job postings that might be interesting.
Right. So, scrawny female pirate and big brawny man go wandering the streets and walk up to the Mercenaries Guild.
I mean, Azina's
for breakfast.
It's a tease. She's not that small, I know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess next to Garroth, she would look small. But
next to him, she may be about as tall as him, but she ain't as big as him.
Yeah, next to Thelona and Garroth, you look like the shrimp. Not height-wise, just build.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, yeah, so we'll head to the Mercenaries Guild.
He's got a hammer hanging off of one side of him. He's got a sword on his back. He's probably got an axe on the other side of him, and he's got a shield on his back. and wearing essentially a loincloth with chainmail. With essentially, actually, I don't even think it's chainmail anymore. Wasn't it like scale mail or something going down his chest?
Right.
I can't remember. It might even be plate now. I forget. It was big enough that his barbarian bonuses went can't keep up.
I think he might have breastplate. He actually has to, because he can't have actual plate because he can't wear heavy armor as a barbarian.
Mm-hmm. It's
can
not
only
like
wear
full
medium.
body. It's basically upper body protection.
But you have to feat for it. You can't just do it. You have to take it as a bonus feat.
Right. I mean, you technically could wear plate mail as a wizard. It wouldn't be very advisory, though.
Breastplate, there it is. Yep.
I think he didn't really have like that high a dex, so like he wasn't getting
No,
a whole
he was
lot
not.
out of his...
He did not have that high of a dex.
All right,
I'm
so
not that kind of barbarian.
Okay, so go to the Mercenary Guild. I'm assuming that when we get there, they'll have like some sort of board with like jobs posted on it or something.
So yeah, you walk up to this. It's not like the rich uppity part of town like that tavern the other crew members went to towards the middle of town, but it's not too far away from the coast either. Kind of in between, and you walk up to this relatively large building, at least a couple stories tall. Nice big fancy flag, and does have a matching sign on the front that says it's the Mercenaries Guild. And upon walking up, you do see that there is a large billboard. Some of them are properly essentially got like tacks or nails or something that hold up these different listings, but also a couple of them literally just somebody pulled out a dagger and stabbed it into the board.
Okay, I'm gonna scan over these. I'm looking for one. I'm looking to see if there's anything that looks like it might be something that would draw some attention if someone actually completed it.
That's right. You're looking for attention again, ain't you?
Yes. Like some kind of monster or maybe a gang that's causing trouble.
Actually, what you do quickly realize is if you're looking for anything that's like gang related in the city, you realize there's like next to nothing. People do not mess around with other people who have way too much money. And while there's obviously you're low enough and been around enough to know that there's still seedy stuff that goes on, usually it's very highly controlled, and while no one would ever admit to being part of it, you do know that they probably have their own particular interests in some of the seedy side stuff that happens anyways. That includes the freebooters stealing from other places like Zingar to make money over here.
So there's no like complaints about bandits or anything
but
like
no,
that.
no particular bandits. There's a couple of postings that basically proclaim there's still openings for official placements in pirate hunting groups. They are trying to gather ships together to try and go out and find where these recent pirate invaders have come from, and that seem to be coming from the west. While it doesn't go into the details, you already know that's not Zingar, and they don't seem to mention that they think it's Zingar, even though that would be the first people they would try to blame if it was something they could probably try to land on their heads. But it's just a local pirate issue from the west.
Right.
Outside of that, there's a few postings for people needing some other like protection jobs done. There is one upper merchant who is believes his life might be in danger and he's looking for bodyguards currently, but then there's also another one about apparently to the northeast there is a farm that usually gets pretty good growth, but it has been strangely quiet and has not been moving merchandise recently, and they want someone to investigate what happened.
Interesting. I have an idea. Like, are these just things you're able to just take off the board, or are you supposed
essentially
to talk?
This is the kind of thing that you can take off the board, and it does have a place of address where you can meet up with the person that's looking to fill these job positions.
Well, because we actually have a sizable crew, I actually have an idea. I'm gonna grab both the one about the merchant that wants bodyguards and the one about the farm.
Okie doke.
And I do glance at the ones about the forming a group to hunt the pirates. Because I'm just does it say who to talk to about that on them, or?
They do mention that there is a Grand Admiral who would like to meet people on the docks, the upper part of the docks, and that he would have further orders if the people who wish to join prove themselves to be worthy of joining in on the planned pirate hunts.
All right, I'll save that for later. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave those ones on the board. But the farm and the merchant one, I'm going to pull both of those off the board.
All right.
And head back to the ship.
Okie doke. Anybody else? Stuff they want to get done in the morning?
Nope.
No, you're probably resting.
Because she was the only one at breakfast and then went to sleep.
Mm-hmm. And it's a lazy day, so Theobald's probably not too far away. Matter of fact, he was probably your second in command to keep an eye on things at night while you were gone, now that I think of it. And some of the crew were sent off to go get some more repair supplies and food supplies and so forth to restock the ship. Also, more food supplies in particular for the horses, now that I thought of that.
Yeah, we're probably actually going to use the horses for one of the things I have planned, because that farm's obviously not in the town.
Mm-hmm.
We might actually need to get another horse, because we only got 6 of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unless two of you can double up on a horse.
I mean, that is technically possible.
Elena can double up on Gareth's horse.
I was going to say that Giselle could double up with me, but sure, I guess.
That's possible too, but my brain went sideways into Mystery Science Theater. There's a Hercules movie where Hercules is riding with a woman on horseback with her, and you just the two of the guys at the bottom of the screen. Ow! 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 Ooh! Oh! Yeah! Ow!
Remember that one?
as the horse is going.
So nobody else has anything planned, or I'm guessing.
Nope.
Doesn't
seem to be at the moment. So that would be the general idea. So
I'd say around lunchtime. Then I'd probably call a meeting when everyone gets back.
All right. Yeah, and I would say Valena might be just a little earlier than lunchtime, so she's back in time, and she's all bundled up still because she's probably already done peeling at this point, but she's still very nervous of what she looks like. Pink-skinned.
Right.
And, but you kind of see her clutching a new piece of rolled-up paper under one sleeve and kind of eyeing it up and down a bit as she's heading back to her room. And then she gets the message that there's a meeting after lunch. Or is it after lunch, I assume?
Yeah, after everybody's had a little something to eat for lunch, and we're
all right.
We're probably having some drinks to while we talk, and obviously I'd make sure everybody, like including Thelona, is up here for this.
All right.
Who's going to be the person daring enough to wake Thelona?
I would definitely ask Theobald to do that.
Problem is, Theobald's asleep right next to Thelona.
Oh,
who's going to get the stick to poke Theobald?
The question becomes, Who wants to die?
I was about to say, Valena is gonna get to stick to poke Theobald.
Valena will poke Theobald, okay. So, let me guess, you're going to use your staff and poke at him from the doorway.
Actually, wait a minute. No, I don't have it. Damn it. I was hoping I had Mage Hand, but I don't.
Nope.
So I'm gonna have to do it from the doorway.
That would be fucking creepy.
You use Mage Hand, he literally grabs whatever's there, he doesn't see it, and you just get a blood-curdling scream.
I mean, I've done that kind of shit with Isla in our Saturday game, but then again, her Mage Hand is her familiar, and it actually works like, thing from the Addams family.
Alright, I guess she will poke Theobald from the doorway and hope she hits Theobald without waking Thelona.
Make an acrobatics check.
Make a luck check to see who's on the side closest to the door.
Why is loading character sheets taking so long today? Okay. Let's see here. What should I make you roll? I'm looking for something interesting for you to roll for this.
Performance.
You know what? Yeah, performance. This is going to be a bit of a performance. You're trying to just wake up one person and not get maimed by the other. As you reach your staff in to poke Theobald, not only does Theobald's eyes shoot open, but you see Thelona's head whip around to look into your eyes.
Hey, Zareth, you ever played Five Nights at Freddy's?
I have a plan for this. Alright, let's see.
Because you're about to get frickin' jump scared.
Well, she's probably going to marry me much worse later for this. I would like to cast Cause Fear.
Let's make a bad situation worse. Okay, Pertel, how does this one work?
The Awakening Sense of Morality constructed undead or immune is to this. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw.
Poke the spell and let me read it.
Okay, I'll put it in Discord.
What the fuck is going on?
Usual madness. This is why we can't get anywhere in one session.
This is why we can't have nice things.
We have plenty of nice things. This is why this is a chaos crew instead of an organized adventuring party. I'm surprised you people haven't turned the boat upside down. Not from a lack of trying.
Soon.
Now that I've said it, it's probably going to give you guys ideas. Where's the spell at? Waiting.
Oh, it's in the Discord, but yeah.
I need it here so I can see it, please. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have.
It doesn't have the book that it's in, so it doesn't automatically.
There you
go. Creature you see within range. Constructive undead is immune to this effect. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you until the spell ends. Right? Target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect itself on a success. Higher levels, you can cast this spell using the spell slot, second level or higher. Okay. So it has to beat a... 17. It has to do a wisdom saving throw that's higher than your spell level.
Oh, DC.
Yeah, your spell DC. So your spell's DC was 17. And I assume you're just casting this as a normal spell?
Yeah.
Alright, so Thelona.
And doing this to someone you just woke up is a really stupid idea.
No.
So Thelona,
I was asking myself the same question.
Roll to see if you clobber her now or clobber her later. Try and get a 17 or higher.
On a wisdom throw?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, that's not going to be very easy.
Oh, just under. You turn your head. You look like you're about to. You're literally seeing red before your eyes as you're about to literally go murder this wizard for coming in and poking
here's
you.
Here's the question.
Yes.
Would I have gone automatically into rage?
Oh.
Because if I was in rage, her spell would do dick.
That's right.
Beginning at 6th level, you can't be charmed or frightening while raging. And frankly, the next thing I was going to say when I woke up was I would like to rage.
So you know what? We're going to have to actually bring this down to
here's what you got to do. You roll initiative. Both of you roll initiative.
Yes, both of you initiative.
To decide who went first.
Technically, this falls under the school of necromancy, so I don't know if it
roll
counts.
initiation.
Yeah, all right.
You're both trying to go at the same time. Initiation time. Make it so.
Charm or feared. It doesn't matter what the school is. Fear is the same thing.
Oh
God.
I think you failed.
Yeah,
you rolled a 1 with a -1 initiative. Congratulations.
I had to highlight my token because otherwise it wouldn't let me roll initiative. That annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah, me too.
You get to rage first, which means the spell does go off. But as you're casting the spell, Valena, you suddenly realize the spell did not take. As the rage in the blonde woman's eyes staring into your soul starts to get up.
I have another spell prepared for this. This one's gonna make you laugh.
Roll initiative. Actually, no. Initiative's already been rolled, so you gotta wait till next turn to cast another spell.
Okay.
Thelona, you're up and you're enraged. What do you do?
Like I said, have you ever seen a jump scare at Five Nights at Freddy's?
Basically, gonna run at her and tackle her into the ground.
Oh yeah, I'm not even grabbing my weapon. I'm going to beat the ever-loving shit out of her. Because I also am aware she cast a spell at me.
I'm gonna say I'm assuming other people are gonna hear the commotion, but it's still actually gonna take us.
It's gonna take a couple turns before anyone else can show up and pull them apart, unless Theobald can do it.
I am in rage.
Flames on the side of my head.
Well, what would you roll for a tackle, though? I mean, that's
an attack roll.
Yeah. Would that be considered a grapple?
More or less, because I am basically pretty much body tackling her to the ground, so it would be a grapple.
So yeah, basically it is a grapple to just tackle her down to the ground.
That would be what would you do? A D20 plus your strength bonus to see if you hit?
I think it's my strength bonus plus my proficiency bonus. Because it's basically a basic melee attack.
As the GM pulls up the physical book.
Not sure if you get a proficiency bonus on unarmed combat, though.
Grappling, page 195.
I just wanted to have a meeting. Why did...
This is what we get when we leave it to the wizard.
And the thing is, I got distracted because of something, and I didn't catch that Valena said she was going to go to do this, and then I just snap out of it and realize that things have just gone to shit for when I didn't look for a minute.
When you want to grab a creature or wrestle it with it, you can use an attack action to make a... Okay, target your grapple must be no more than one size larger than you. Oh, it's not one size larger than you. Using at least one free hand, you must try to seize the target by making a grapple check. Instead of an attack roll, a strength athletics check contested by the target's strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics check. The target chooses the ability to use. If you succeed, your subject target is grappled in condition C, Appendix A. The condition specifies things that end it, and you can release the target whenever you like. No action required. So yeah, so instead of your regular attack roll, give me a athletics check, and Valena, you are doing a athletics or an aerobics test, whichever you prefer.
Didn't her deck, she got a 0 for her initiative. I don't think acrobatics is going to do her any good.
Yeah, instantly, whoom! You are tackled to the ground.
Face full of angry, naked Thelona.
A growling blonde woman has literally just smacked you to the ground. Hasn't done any real damage yet, but you are suddenly on your back and just struggling to get her off you. Your next move.
Alright. I can't use that move, but let me see what else I can do.
Jeez.
No, that would be silly. But I'm out of ideas, so...
You can try to break the grapple. It's probably not going to work, though.
I'm going to alter self, and when she's so blind with rage, I'm going to make myself look like Theobald.
Oh, I don't know about this idea.
You realize you're just going to make her madder.
Reaction, melee weapon attack.
Oh yeah, because you're trying to cast a spell while... Or wait... No, because I don't know how that fucking works.
When a creature within 5 feet of you casts a spell, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against that creature.
I do believe that is a rule, yes.
Well, it is for me, because I have Mage Slayer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
right.
You got a specialty for it. Never mind, yeah.
Yeah, regular characters can't, but...
So actually, it's an unarmed weapon attack, so... Basically, it's just your strength, isn't it? I can't remember. Melee attacks... Use an unarmed strike, a punch, kick, headbutt, or similar focus on which kind of weapons. On a hit, your unarmed strike deals bludgeoning damage equal to 1 plus your strength modifier. So, roll a d20.
I did.
Oh, okay, so that was... Wait. Okay, so that strength check was your attack?
Yeah. You just all get the strength bonus on the attack.
Alright, and double check. Lena, our AC is...
Well, I used my reaction to use shield, which doesn't help because it's 1 over what the shield boosted it to. So yeah, it hits.
Well,
right.
you also can't use your reaction to a reaction, I don't think.
Yeah, that's first of all, so don't even use your shield.
Okay.
Because you have to wait when it's not your turn to do a reaction like that.
Yeah, because that's the other thing is you can't use a spell reaction while you got hit with a reaction while trying to cast a spell.
Okay, so I got...
Because you're already in the middle of an action. So,
right.
So your strength bonus, Fiona, is 4?
Yep.
So that's a... Automatic 1 plus your strength modifier, so you do 5 damage to Velena.
5 damage.
So Velena, 5 damage. As you start casting a spell and get cracked in the face for it.
The question is, does that automatically interrupt the concentration, or do you have to roll
-5.
to see?
It has a disadvantage on the concentration roll.
How do you do a concentration roll, though?
It is, it's basically, well, this one's easy. It's a target 5. And it's your, it's an Arcana check.
Oh,
okay, so Velena, first you'd have to do an Arcana and get it over 5.
Right.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah, let's do disadvantage.
Welcome to grappling rules, ladies and gentlemen.
12.
Did it. Alright. So, make sure you turn off disadvantage. And what are you trying to cast?
You cast Alter Self to turn
Alter
into
Self. To
Theobald.
turn yourself into Theobald for some reason.
Alright, hit her again.
Okay, give us another roll. Damn. Alright, another 5 damage.
5 damage.
So yeah, you were at 70, so you're
Like-
reduced to 65, now you're reduced to 60.
Like, you know that Thelona hates magic. She doesn't not know what magic is.
Well, I have a spell to get out of this, but I'm grappled right now, so I can't get out.
What do you mean you have a spell, but you can't cast it?
Look at the bottom of my list at 2nd level.
You could have just said what spell instead of making him open your character sheet again.
Literally, what spell is it? Because I don't have your character sheet open 24/7 here.
Invisibility.
He still got you grappled. He does.
That wouldn't work.
That was
because
my
you-
point. That was my
Holy-
point. I can't use
But
it
at least it
because
would give
I'm
you
grappled.
I would argue that it would still give you advantage to try and slip away.
Is it my turn now, or?
I believe it is your
See,
turn.
the
Yeah,
way
you
I'm
just got
seeing
lumped
this-
again.
I have her neck in one hand and punching her with the other. Just because I can't see the neck does not mean I'm not going to know where the head is.
And with your bonus, even with a penalty, even with disadvantage, you'd probably still hit anyhow. This is just a matter of how long it takes other people to show up and try to break the fight up, basically.
Speaking of which, at this point, Theobald is up and trying to get up behind Thelona, but is not quite there yet. It'll have to be next turn. So, Velena, your chance to try and do something about this, or just literally try to protect your face so you don't get any more face blows directly.
I'm gonna do the
Face
stupidest
fisted.
thing I have ever done. Try to break the grapple.
Okay.
That's actually not the stupidest thing you've
That's not the
done.
stupidest thing, because let's see
That's
here.
smarter than half of what you've done already.
Because you could, for once, not roll suck, but we have to look. Oh, nope.
I thought so much.
I wonder if I could shield Velena from being hit anymore.
You'd have
You're
to
not
be
there.
Let me see here. I do have Shield of Faith.
Okay. I'm
I
good.
can grant
So,
My
Yes.
response.
where's your response? Another clobbering?
oh!
Oh!
Right next to the deck next to her.
You actually missed the response to that spell, and I would say that Theobald's kind of going to be between your guys' turns, so you get one more chance to do something to Felena again.
So it's my turn?
Wait, you can attack in response to her trying to break the hold, or that's just your turn.
No.
Oh, wait.
That's just my turn.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so never mind. That was your turn. Never mind. So yes, as you just barely miss hitting Velena one more time, Theobald comes up behind you. Not right now, and tries to pull Thelona off. Actually, what he's going to do is he's going to get right behind Thelona and he's going to try and help Valina in getting free of the grapple. So you get advantage.
Advantage?
Yes.
He's basically trying to pull you apart, so it gives you advantage on trying to get out.
I'm assuming I run downstairs to check it out.
The thing is, think about it. Theobald was right there, and it took him this long to interfere.
Yeah,
that's a miss. That's a miss, I think, because
Valina
actually does have some items to.
No, that strength check underneath Valina's is the opposing check, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking that was an attack.
So, alright, Valina, you get to take another swing.
No, now my problem is I have Theobald on the back trying to hold me back. So, if Theobald's trying to check my arms, I'm going to bodily throw him forward.
Okay. Okay, I suddenly now need to have Theobald's character sheet open, and you know what? Let's just have all the character sheets involved right now open.
Where is he being thrown? Because
he's getting yeeted out of the room into the hallway, essentially, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, so I'm like standing in the doorway.
I'm assuming that would break the grapple, though, because you're letting go of...
No, I'm still sitting on Valina.
She's still trying to grapple Valina, but she's using her one arm to do that while the other one is trying to throw Theobald.
Basically, the way I see this is what
and
Theobald
Valeris,
did.
if you're anywhere, you're like a deck above at least, so it's probably going to take at least another turn before you can even see a turn or two before you can even see what's going on, much less react to it.
Can I start running towards the towards the lower deck to see what's going on?
The assumption is multiple people are doing that already.
Okay.
It's just that it takes a while for anyone to get there.
Okay.
I didn't expect Valina to go down and poke Thelona with a staff.
I was trying to poke Theobald. I missed.
Sorry, I'm now just getting the.
I'm hearing like half words of Randy now.
No, I'm getting the. She's angry. She's angry. You know,
it's just if you had done something normal, like nudged her with your hand, it probably would have not gotten as strong of a reaction as jab with staff.
She would have raged. She would have blown the rage, stopped the rage, except you cast a spell on her. She probably would have slugged you one. But you cast a spell on her. Now you must die.
All spellcasters perish. All right. So, how do we do this then with Theobald?
Just so I get the idea of what Theobald did and my response correctly. I'm sitting there. I jump leaped onto Valina, knocking her to the ground. So I'm basically kneeling on her stomach, holding her with my left hand, while punching her with my right. Theobald comes up and basically tries to put his arms, like, kind of in a half Nelson on me.
Kind of, sort of.
Yes. So what I do is I reach up with my right arm, grab his shoulder, and bend down and flip him over my back.
So yeah, you're flinging him out of the room into the hallway where you've already got the wizard pinned.
Yep. Yeah, where he might fall on Valina's head.
I think he'd need so that you're basically trying to grapple him as well.
I know. I'm just basically trying to flip him over. He grappled me.
Try to help him grapple. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you have to do opposing strength checks. Or athletics checks. I think this is just. I think Theobald should roll with advantage because of the fact that you're trying to hold somebody else down while grabbing him with one arm.
Well, at this point, I'm just using the weight of my body to hold him down.
I know, but it's still you're in an awkward position and trying to flip him.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say instead he gets advantage. Actually, it'll be working the same way. It'll either be he's in advantage or she's in disadvantage. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'll give him advantage since she's basically. Yeah, you are trying to deal with 2 targets at once. This is, while you are a very strong person, this is still starting to become numbers against you. So yeah, you need to do a strength check, and he needs to do a strength check now.
All right, let's see a strength check. And then I'll make my retaliatory.
So that's a save throw. This will be a regular check.
No, it's athletics. Forget that roll, athletics.
Athletics? Oh.
Yeah.
That's actually a higher roll.
Mm-hmm. Theobald actually manages to keep you from pulling them.
Yep.
So he grunts and tries to pull Thelona back again. You might want to hurry and get out of there as he tries to pull Thelona away. So, if you're trying to escape, Valena, you get advantage one more time to try and escape. Pray that the dice gods aren't against you this round.
The problem is that Valena has the lowest strength out of like everyone on the crew.
What is your...
Oh, there we go.
That's not a bad roll. The problem is, what's Thelona going to roll?
More strength than what I have.
With
wrong
deception.
One. Wrong.
You don't want into.
Oh.
24. All right. Is it back around to me then?
Yep.
Releasing her neck with my left hand and elbowing Theobald in the kidney.
So you're just attacking him now.
Yeah.
All right. What's your to hit? 18. And he wouldn't be in his armor.
No, so that probably hit.
Who's as naked as I am?
Most likely. So no shield. No armor, but he's got unarmored defense. AC 14 though, so I think that hit. Yep, that hit.
So that's 5 points. And a shot to the kidney.
Oh my goodness.
What's the status of people reaching the lower?
I'm going to say it's going to be at least another turn or two yet before you guys are there. Because you're not sure what's going on, and it takes a while to get people together and to actually go explore what earth is all that racket from below deck. So the rest of the crew is kind of coming in a clustered group. At least those that aren't keeping an eye on the ship itself. So... Okay, so you spent your turn to whack Theobald. He's still holding on to you, but despite the heavy elbowing you gave him. And he is going to, again, help Valena in escaping. So try to escape with advantage again.
Oh, try to escape with advantage again? Alright.
Whap! Whap!
Alright.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, this is not delaying this day.
Your dice... Are we sure the dice aren't rigged against him? What on earth is these
rolls?
If
we had kept the actual roll Thelona got on that deception, it would have...
Well, mind you... Oh, that's true, because, yeah,
because you rolled a 4, the bonuses you got from your strength wouldn't have got you up to 17.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so the attempt to escape fails again. Thelona, your turn.
I'm going to ignore Theobald and keep hitting the mage.
The rage has returned back to the mage. Punch! Punch with all your might. Jeez. So another 5 damage, so you're now down to 55 hit points. Originally starting with 70. Whap!
You know, I'm going to say something that Elena probably should have thought of by now. You have Dimension Door!
I don't have it prepared anymore.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's right. You redid your spells.
What the fuck? Why?
You learned all here, but left out Dimension Door.
How many times we've practically used that spell and you decided to unlearn it?
Da 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 da. All right. So you got smacked again. So once again, try to have advantage to escape.
All right.
It's basically your only go-to in less than 2 more moves. So you get the entire party down here to try and tackle her with you.
Oh gosh. What is with these rolls?
Jesus.
You have low strength. That's what's with the rolls. That was the wrong thing. With the athletics check would have been even higher anyhow.
Actually, let me double check something. What was it? That's okay. That's a negative one. So she does have a 1, or was that a 0?
Oh.
This is 0. So yeah, you got +0. The other one would be a negative 1. So never mind. Yep. Jeez.
Not a good day to be a mage.
And okay, another 20 to punch.
Fine. This is all your fault.
Oh no, the 20 was those rolls should have been reversed, so it's another 18 to punch her.
Oh, never mind. I still believe it hits. Yeah. So down to 50 health. At this point, you are definitely hearing a number of footsteps trying to race down to your level. And one more turn to try and escape Valena with advantage.
Alright. Alright, more turn to escape.
This turned into a party combat.
This is gonna not work.
Oh
my god, she fucking broke free.
I take it after being clobbered several times about the head, you're just going to literally bolt for it at this point?
I'm going to bolt and turn invisible. Oh, yeah.
I think you have to use an action to break out. So
you can't turn invisible yet, but you finally get to escape as Theobald goes tumbling backwards back into the room with Alona. And as
I'm still in rage.
She starts beating up on Theobald.
I am good. That's my next action.
As this is going on, and I assume you just go to the clobber Theobald again. Roll for it. Oh! That was a sock that he just kind of oofs slightly, but doesn't really take any damage from.
Wouldn't his innate? Yeah, I missed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even without his, even his skivvies right now, he didn't take anything. He just kind of. At this point, as the wrestling is continuing in the bedroom, and there's a couple of bruises around Elena's face now. The rest of the crew, the main crew of you, all come tumbling down to the stairs. You see an out-breath wizard who, actually you don't see, you just hear. And you hear thudding and smacking going on in the open door of Theobald's bedroom.
Valena actually hasn't cast invisibility yet.
Oh, that's actually right. She couldn't cast it last round. So you see a panting wizard that just barely got out of the tussle.
I tell Valerius to take care of her.
Black and blue wizard.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I could either heal Valena or I could cast Sanctuary on Theobald.
You can't see Theobald. We're in the hallway.
Okay. All right. So
but I basically told you to take care of Elena because I'm gonna.
So yeah, you're basically going to try and get rid of any bruising.
Yeah.
And I obviously bolt for the room.
All right.
I have mass healing word.
So you head over to the room. You're looking through the doorway, and you see two naked figures in the shadows of the lowly lit room.
I go, God. I pull out my wand of web and use it on both of them.
Just basically binding them both up.
Yes.
How close is she to me? Because that's casting a spell.
You're not within melee range of me. You're in the back of the room, and I'm in the hallway.
You're back in the room, so she's at least probably 10 feet or more away from you.
God damn it, doesn't actually say what it does. Hold on.
One second.
I'm going to add web to my character sheet, even though I don't actually know the spell, just so I actually have it there easily.
There you go.
Dexterity.
I have duration.
I have advantage on saving throws against spells cast by creatures, but not only within 5 feet.
So wait, what does it do?
It creates a 20-foot web. Basically, it's gonna fill up the chunk of the room they're in with a web until I dispel it.
And what does it do to them?
They basically have to make a dexterity save on their turn to be able to move, or they're just stuck.
Okay. And how high does their dexterity roll need to be?
I guess 15, which is my spell DC.
Save DC 15 according to the wand of web.
Okay.
Okay.
So
and I make it with advantage.
Oh, because of your anti-magic thing?
No, because of barbarian danger sense.
Oh, okay. Actually, does Theobald have that?
I don't know. It depends on the level of barbarian.
Armored. Rage. No, I think he only has level 1, so he doesn't have danger sense. So he just has to do regular dex save. It's a save, correct?
Yes.
Oh, almost, but no, he's stuck.
Oh.
It was with advantage.
Sorry. Turning it off, and actually, what did it say?
Yeah, that 13 was with that because his other roll sucked.
Okay, the second roll sucked. All right, so it still was his first
roll. Was a 4. Yep.
All right. And Zelona, your save.
Well, I'm waiting. Is it my move?
Basically, yeah. This is basically seeing if the two of you are not stuck because you got cast on. Jeez. A web is cast on you, but you somehow miraculously just barely break free of it.
It still counts as difficult terrain, doesn't it?
Yeah, but she doesn't have to run that far to get to me.
Oh no.
Oh Lord,
I'm in armor, so...
This could be the moment Lona kills the entire crew.
The rage beast is raging right now, apparently. Actually, while we're doing this, Valerius, you probably spent the majority of this getting ready and healing Valena.
Like,
so,
I have mass healing word and I have mass cure wounds. I don't have, like, singular healing stuff.
I
so
guess
now I've got...
whichever one you prefer.
Okay. So, I'll just do mass healing word.
Because now I've got multiple opponents all attacking me. I'm going for my sword.
Wait, wouldn't the sword be caught in the web?
Can I see the Lona?
Wait, why would you cast mass
Not
healing
currently.
word?
He said that to use whatever I want.
Yeah, but that heals
healing.
multiple targets. There's only one
I know,
person
I
that's
don't
injured.
have a singular heal.
She
is
doesn't
what
have
I
a
said.
singular heal. Both
Oh.
of her healing spells are mass.
Yeah, she has a bunch of AoE heals. She's a freaking defender from City of Heroes.
So wait, can I see the Lona yet?
No, you're still up the hall and trying to get into the healing spell going here. So,
Okay.
no, you're not seeing this going on yet. And all right, so 8 hit points. So she's at least got some of it back. So back up to 58. You're less dying. At least a couple of the bruises have been removed from your face. So Thelona, you are still going for your sword as planned?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
I'm going for my sword, and if it's coated in web, I will wrench that sucker free.
All right. Well, I assume it's a 20-foot radius. The rooms are big, but not that big. Here, I'm going to roll a die. I go roll a 4-sided die. 1 and 2, it's stuck. 3 and 4, it's not. 3, it's not.
Okay. I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to head right to that door. If Azina's still in that door, she's getting steamrolled over.
So you're basically shoving her out of the way.
Forcefully, yes.
I guess the only way to decide that is opposing strength checks again, so...
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
So yeah, Thelona, strength check. Azina, strength for athletics check.
Well, this is athletics.
Acrobatics.
Athletics are straight up strength.
So Valena's basically gonna have a naked barbarian with a sword chasing her throughout the ship.
So was it supposed to be a strength check or an athletics check?
Strength for dex check, whichever you prefer.
So not... Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm mixing terms, but yeah, that's basically the idea I'm looking for here.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that was a higher number anyhow, but was that supposed to be done with advantage?
No, but it's the higher number anyway. I moved it back to normal. I checked that number as soon as I saw the advantage.
Azina, in the amount of time it takes you to cast the spell and then realize what's all going on, you suddenly get shoved aside by this blazing, running, blonde, naked woman who's got fire in her blood.
So I take it I can see Thelona now, right?
Oh yeah, she just shoved herself into that hallway.
I would like to cast Hold Person on Thelona.
Oh no!
Oh no, here we go.
It's gonna stop her from moving, at least. Hopefully.
If it works,
we'll see. Everything else has been missing today.
I need that spell up because I need to take a look at what it is.
Yeah, bring the spell up. Click on the spell so we can see it.
That's level 2.
It does dick.
Oh.
Except now I know you cast a spell on me.
Enchantment doesn't work when you're...
Wait.
Enchantment Charm is the same fear.
That's not it's not fear, it's a paralyzation spell.
Yes, but it's an enchantment.
But you said charm or fear. You didn't say enchantment before.
Enchantment Charm is the same thing.
Wait, what's going on?
Link your ability. Link your ability in the chat that's allowing you to avoid this.
Yeah, because I'm curious too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I thought it was a certain number of things, but not like that many things.
Not an entire spell school. Okay. What is it? The
Mindless Rage.
Can't be charmed or frightened.
Yeah, does not say enchantment. You can't be charmed or frightened. Hold is a person is paralyzation. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, that's not the same as those two. It's not entire. Yeah, they can still try to freeze you there.
Alright, so then what do I have to do to actually cast the spell again? I can't remember.
What's your save DC or your spell DC?
Where the shit do I find that again?
I know it's on there. I just can't. I'm not on the character where I can see those kind of things. Your save DC for spells. It should be listed under save DC right above your cantrips.
I see. Okay, save DC is 16.
Okay, so Thelona has to make a wisdom save. I think it was what it was.
Yeah, wisdom.
Wisdom, yep. Wisdom 16.
Okay, just give me a second. Okay, you are correct. I hate it when it puts a black screen over everything. Alright, so DC 16, save throw. What skill?
Wisdom.
Oh,
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh!
As the raging barbarian comes into the hallway, you snap around in time after having already healed the wizard to see the raging barbarian, and you snap up a spell that finally freezes her in place.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god!
As the jostled captain gets her hat back on straight, and he kind of looks around like, "What the hell?"
Okay, does she actually have her sword? I can't remember.
She did have her sword in her hand,
does.
so she's just frozen there with the sword in her hands now.
She's frozen, naked in place, holding a giant sword.
I'm assuming Garroth's down here too, right?
He's just kind of sitting there crossed arms, like, "Oh, good lord, what happened now?"
I just start yelling, "I don't care what the fuck happened. Calm the fuck down!" And I just, I tell Garroth to get her sword away from her before she freaking stabs somebody.
Garroth kind of comes over, carefully unwedges the sword from her hands, slips back into the bedroom, and kind of looks at Theobald, who's dangling there.
I still think that there would be an opposed strength check for that.
You can't make a strength check when you're paralyzed.
I know. Well, the thing is, I'm paralyzed. I'm holding it. I'm not letting it go.
Well, paralyzed means that you're kind of going limp.
No, it means I'm frozen in place.
Yeah, it basically means she's frozen in place, so it might actually be difficult to actually pry it away from her. I'm not sure how you calculate something like that.
I think that she'd have to have a disadvantage on her check because she can't move.
How long does this last?
At the end of her next turn, she can make another saving throw to try and break it.
Otherwise, How long does it last? A minute.
Elena's gonna turn invisible then.
Obviously, I'm also going to dispel the web because she's not in there anymore.
So yeah, Theobald kind of collapses, and Geralt kind of looks at the sword. Kind of looks like it's gonna obviously be a difficult problem, and then looks back to Theobald. "You might help with that." And he kind of nods, and he's like, "I'll help as soon as things calm down here in a moment." And he slowly starts to get up again. While the spell itself, the web spell, just dissolves and dissipates. And Geralt kind of looks back to where Valena was and just kind of calls out in general, "You might want to head back to the room. I'll bring the aloe again." And actually heads back upstairs to go find the aloe potion.
Yeah, she runs and hides in her room.
Actually, before Geralt goes to run off, he kind of turns back to the frozen Thelona and Theobald. "Oh, by the way, we're supposed to meet for after lunch. That's what all this has been about. Good afternoon.
Wait, so did
to
anyone
you.
actually
Starts
make
heading
the
off.
Did anyone actually make the check to try and pull the sword away from her? Or did you just
Again, I'm not sure
assume-
how you physically do that. I'm not sure. Because it's sure she's frozen in place. I'm not sure how you actually do that without, like, rules that specifically say.
Is it like a grapple then? Just a different form of a grapple?
Why, I was saying oppose strength checks, but somebody's like, you can't roll a strength check.
Well, I'm also thinking that's not exactly true because you're frozen, so you can't really oppose is the problem.
Well, yes, your hand is tight on the weapon, but I don't know how you do it then.
Yeah, I need to find somebody that has rules about these sort of things because this is where things are too simplistic and you need the actual minutia to figure out how you're supposed to do this.
Well, because usually you don't have situations where somebody needs to disarm their own party member and not kill them.
Right.
I'm looking it up now.
Because if this was anyone other than Thelona, we would have already put the person down.
How do you pry a weapon out of a paralyzed hand?
Sure, something along those lines.
Probably going to say that you just succeed because they're paralyzed.
I don't know. I can honestly see where it goes either way on this. It's really kind of you don't want to just automatically say it just pops out because even though they're frozen, they still got a death grip on it.
Is it a form? Is it a disarm? Well, it wouldn't be disarm, because that's like a counterattack.
Yeah, that still requires moving parts that can actually move. They aren't able to move right now is the problem.
Most of these are about how to kill a person or kidnap a person while they're in hold person.
Yeah, because they don't actually expect this situation to actually occur. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and
back in 2nd edition, if somebody was held, you just automatically killed them if you hit them. Because it just counted as you just basically hitting a vital area because they couldn't do anything about it.
Okay, so this is I guess the disarming one. It's Dungeon Master's Guide, page 271. A creature can use a weapon attack to knock a weapon or another item from a target's grasp. The attacker makes an attack roll contested by the target's strength, athletics check, or dexterity acrobatics check.
But that's also considering that the other person isn't already frozen.
Yeah.
Is the problem. And I'm not sure how you wage that.
Either way, let's just move on.
Either way, we don't get to have the meeting because it's too late. You literally
it's already nighttime.
It's already time to quiet down for tonight. So yes, so the meeting gets to happen next time. So we'll see you all then in about a month.
You get to figure out how we're going to resolve this when we come back.
How not to murder your party. Step 2. See you all next time. Have a good night.